All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We're back with you again. The Turbo&Flash show, where we talk all things metal, hard rock. We just talk music in general, and we love it. So we are going to bring this to you. Free YouTube show that you can watch and listen to whenever you want to. So again, no intros, no sponsors, nothing. We are just getting right into it. Tonight's topic is an interesting one, because we are going to talk one of the greatest bands of all time, and we are talking the Hall of Famers, Kiss. All things Kiss tonight, and we are also going to start off by saying thank you, Eddie Trunk, for inspiring this idea and reigniting our passion with music. Can't thank you enough. Listening to your show on Sirius XM Radio, and you can download the app and catch up on Eddie Trunk Nations and his show, and download his latest episodes, all from the Sirius XM radio app. And so, without any further ado, let's get into it. So we are going to start this one off. We chose Kiss. And, well, actually, first of all, before we roll into the intro, Ethan, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing Kiss-tastic.
Very nice. He is in the mood.
Kiss!
Right on. So we are doing all things Kiss. So, first things first, as I said in the opening, we were inspired by Eddie Trunk. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing this show. He reignited our passion. And it was him who actually got us into being Kiss fans. And how that all started was he recently did or actually, I don't know how recently, but fairly recently.
March 16th.
Yeah, so on March 16th, he did a Kiss Top 20 list, and I took a challenge and basically assembled every song in the exact order he did and listened to it, and then the more I started listening, the more I realized I'm a big fan of Kiss. And I never really paid much attention to them back in the day. But then I started, talking. I met up with Ethan, and I started telling you, hey, man, I'm really digging this Kiss. I think you should check out his Eddie Trunk's Top 20 list and see what you think. And then your response was?
Okay.
And so then next thing you know, we both started just loving Kiss. So we wanted to do a special episode of this show and just dedicate the whole time to Kiss. So we assembled our own top 20 lists, and then we are also going to go through Eddie Trunk's top 20 list and see what we thought of it, and kind of, not really critique his list, because his list is his list, but we're just going to kind of give our thoughts on it, and then kind of just go from there. But we are talking all things Kiss. And we're probably going to quote Eddie Trunk a few times in this episode. I see it happening. So, all right. Well, without further ado, Ethan, you said you had Eddie Trunk's top 20 list, correct?
I have most of it. I don't have their live albums, so I don't have those songs. Do you have his list pulled up, or do you want me to?
We could totally pull it up here real quick. But for those of you who listen to Eddie Trunk's show, definitely, you know what an amazing brain he is when it comes to music and hard rock. Absolutely love him. He's awesome. He's one of the biggest Kiss fans ever, even though he has they got their stumbles between the two. That's for sure. That is for damn sure. But hopefully one of these days that'll blow over. But let's see. So Eddie Trunk's top 10 Kiss list here, and we apologize for the lag. We are looking stuff up here as we speak, but in the meantime, while we're doing that, Ethan, so far, what are your thoughts on taking this Kiss journey?
I was excited, actually. I knew who Kiss was, and I knew a couple of songs by them, but for the most part, at the time, I didn't think I would like them. I was like, Kiss, those are the guys that look like they're metal and hard rock, but they're really not. And then as I started diving deeper and deeper into their catalog of gross lyrics and weird lyrics and great lyrics and the sensitivity of Paul Stanley, I realized I liked them quite a bit, actually. So they were a little bit heavier than I thought. Some of their stuff was heavier, and I can tell you right now, I'm a little bit bigger fan of the 80s stuff than I am of their earlier stuff.
So that's going to be an interesting one for us because both of our Kiss lists are going to be very, very, very different from Eddie Trunk's, obviously, because he comes from a different era, and so his appreciation of Kiss was from early on. Ours is kind of coming a little later in life, but it's still there. So this is definitely going to be a little interesting here. So
yeah, it all relies on how old you really are. It's like the Van Halen effect. Your age really depends on which one you know, whether it's going to be 70s Kiss or mainly 80s Kiss and early 1990s Kiss. I only think they have 2 albums in the 90s, but yeah, it's all mainly age and what will vary, what you like and don't like.
All right, so Eddie Trunk's Kiss list. We start with number 20, Love Her All I Can. Good track, by the way. A Million to One, Larger Than Life, Rocket Ride, Strange Ways, I Want You, 14, Magic Touch, 13, 100,000 Years, 12, Creatures of the Night. Love that one. 11, Come On and Love Me. Number 10, Rock Bottom, the live version. Number 9, Flaming Youth. Number 8, Got to Choose. 7, Mr. Speed. 6, King of the Nighttime World. Number 5, Black Diamond, live. 4, Love Gun. 3, Strutter. 2, Deuce, live. And then number 1 is Detroit Rock City.
I don't agree with number 1, but most of the list is actually pretty solid.
Well, obviously, and that's only because, some of these songs we noticed that Eddie Trunk is talking about, whether it's his Van Halen top 20 or his Kiss top 20 or Aerosmith top 20, we've noticed that usually he picks, some interesting songs that, to us, have been overplayed, and Detroit Rock City is one of them. Definitely been overplayed. However, I will say I do give a lot of respect to the live version of Detroit Rock City. The bass is so much better, and then the groove you can actually get into a lot better. So I do like Detroit Rock City. However, to a lot of Kiss fans who might be listening, this might be sacrilege, but that song is actually not on either one of our lists. Is that correct?
Nope, not on mine.
It's not on mine either, so
way too overplayed.
So this is going to be interesting. So, and plus, again, we want Eddie Trunk's thoughts, and hopefully he likes our list. We'll see how that goes. But also, we encourage you guys to join along with us whenever we do a top 20 or do a Twitter poll. It'll be on Instagram or Twitter. And again, you can follow me at Flash Flanagan1 on Instagram and Twitter. And Ethan, you are Turbo Lover _6.
Turbo_Lover 6. Two words.
Yep. So it's 2 words, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, here we go. So first of all, again, I just want to talk about this journey has been weird. It's been good, though. It's been all good. I've loved going back to the beginning and just cycling through every Kiss album and seeing, what stuck out, what stuck with me, what got stuck in my head. And I walked away becoming a Kiss fan. Granted, I'm not lining up for a Kiss casket anytime soon, but even though that would be a pretty damn cool ice cooler. But doing this journey, going back, approaching the music with a mature mind, really just kind of revealed how underappreciated in my eyes I think they were. So how about you, Ethan?
I just agree. Very underappreciated. A lot of people our age probably should be getting into Kiss, should listen to Kiss. I know I really wish I would have listened to them a lot sooner. Maybe I could have caught them on tour. I don't want to catch them on tour now because they're 70 and wrinkly. And
I think they got one good tour left in them.
You think so? I don't know. I don't want to see a 70-year-old Gene talking about Christine 16.
Well, it's going to be Christine 60 live.
Oh, okay. I can deal with that.
He changes the lyrics, but no, I think they still got one good tour in them, and I think it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I kind of, when this Kiss binge discography thing started, I kind of took the worst way to go into it. I probably should have downloaded got a greatest hits album or something like that. Instead, what I just did was, we're doing Kiss? Oh, okay, let me just get all their albums and just kind of go in balls deep and figure out which one I want to do first. And I kind of just hopped around and hopscotch. So I guess I probably should have done it in order or did a greatest hits, but I still got through them all. It was just more of a jumping around and trying to listen to them, so...
Well, actually, I think it was better that we just dove in from start to finish with every album. Because, I mean, greatest hits can kind of sum things up. It can kind of set the mood sometimes. I get that. But for the most part, I was really glad that this is one of the few bands that I didn't regret just jumping in from the 70s and working my way all the way up till now. So I think that was just the better approach that we both did. So this actually took us quite a while to do, ladies and gentlemen. This was not an easy.
Almost
this was
2
quite
months.
Yeah, this was quite the undertaking, and it took us quite a while just to assemble our top 20 list. But so we'll talk about a couple of different things first. Like first of all, let me ask you something, Ethan. When you were going back and you were listening to Kiss at the first original lineup, Peter, Chris, Ace Frehley, Gene, and Paul. What was it that you loved about those years?
It was definitely the foundation of rock. I do one of the things I do like about Kiss is they used Beatles style vocals when they all sang, or they each do different songs. And I think it adds to their choruses really well and gives them a big epic boom effect with the choruses when they're all singing.
That's a very fair point, because one thing that I've noticed through every lineup that they've had, even up till now, they've always had good players involved with them, and each one of them is able to they could all do lead vocals, backup vocals, and then, of course, play their instruments and their assigned pieces that add to the layers of the song. And Kiss has been very consistent with that, no matter what era they've been in. So, going back to the original lineup, because that's where a lot of people are actually going to go. What was the most deceptive thing about you from that era?
What do you mean,
Well, for example, the thing that was very deceptive of me is when the makeup threw me off.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with you. That's probably my most...
The makeup threw me off because, like you said, they have this presence where you think that they're going to be super loud and heavy, which they can be, but not really so much. I mean, there was a lot of things, their sound just... It's almost like the sound doesn't match the makeup kind of effect. That's what surprised me.
Right, you got this one guy playing bass up there, he's finger picking, sticking his tongue out, and his face paint looks like he's about to kill you. And I'm expecting, when I first went into this, there are a lot of older stuff, I was expecting more along the lines of Judas Priest old stuff like Hellbent for Leather, Sad Wings of Destiny, and then they start playing the music, and I'm like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting. And I guess now looking back, some of their face paint isn't necessarily in that direction. I mean, Paul Stanley, the Starboy type thing, isn't probably metal per se or hard rock, but yeah, their makeup definitely threw me off when I first started listening to them.
Yeah, because it's also interesting that one of the other things about that whole era was, the only guy who was really known for painting his face back then was Alice Cooper, and basically the way it goes is Alice Cooper did everything first, and then Kiss came along and kind of started just doing it better, from what I could see. And so the live stage presence, I actually see why they're a highly regarded live band, because a lot of things that a lot of people didn't know is they didn't really get too big until their first live album came out, which Kiss Alive was. I see why it was so highly praised going back.
Wasn't some of that album still recorded in a studio, though?
Some of it was, yes, and they did add on new tracks, of course, as the teaser for things to come.
Yeah.
Because and that's, I guess, what made their live albums very special, was they were always willing to like do different things for that live album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so going from there, and then overall thoughts on the original lineup, like what were the best things about them, and then what was what were some of the downside that you didn't like to that original lineup?
One of the best things about them is probably it's the original lineup. It's the lineup that started all. But I think with a lot of bands in original lineups, it probably wasn't the best lineup. The lineup that they had, the original lineup, probably, I guess, didn't do what that lineup could have done. I feel that their albums could have been probably... Some of the songs I probably shouldn't say albums. Some of the songs probably could have been a little bit better. The lineup of that much talent. But, you know, it's... I guess, yeah, it's not the best lineup. A lot of bands like that. Like, Judas Priest's original lineup isn't their best lineup. The lineup that they came after Painkiller is better lineup. And I feel like the lineups that the Kiss started getting afterwards were better.
Well, it's funny you say that because, like, everybody, like, with Megadeth fans especially, they think the best era was Marty Friedman and Nick Menza, which that was a very great album. That was, like, a lot of your 90s stuff. So that was from Rust in Peace all the way up until The World Needs a Hero, and then the lineup changed. And Marty Friedman left after Risk and lives in Japan now. He actually left to play Japanese pop music, and a lot of his stuff actually nowadays sounds like metal. But he's killing it over in Japan. He's got a lot of good solo albums and good stuff like that. And then, of course, sadly, Nick Menza passed away a few years back. But that, to Megadeth fans, is their definitive lineup, where I currently disagree. Because Dave Mustaine is one of those magical frontmen. He knows some of the he gets people who play better than him. So I honestly think today's current lineup is the best lineup that we've had. And obviously this current lineup won a freaking Grammy, finally. So...
Played the wrong song.
Exactly. You fucked up, Grammys. But, yeah, so, you know, it's definitely different. And I'm a hardcore Megadeth fan, and I don't believe that 90s was the best lineup. That was definitely where all the good things started to happen. But, like, I actually go back and listen to albums like Peace Sells. Boy, Gar Samuelson was a very underrated drummer. I would have loved to seen what that guy could have done further into the 90s. But we all had our demons and everything, so, you know, it's one of those awesome what-if scenarios, so... And then, let's see, moving on to one of my personal favorite lineups. Kiss has had a lot of many talented musicians and players come in. And the addition of Bruce Kulick on guitar and then Eric Carr on drums, I felt was one of my absolute favorite lineups. For me, I think that was like one of the absolute best right there. So what are your thoughts on that lineup?
That was the one that did, was it Analyze or Asylum that he started on? I think it was Analyze, yeah.
Yeah, so, actually, I believe Eric Carr started on, like, yeah.
Eric Carr started on Lick It Up, but Vinnie Vincent was the guitarist then.
Yes, Vinnie Vincent was the guitarist.
So, yeah, Analyze. Yeah, I can see why you'd say that's a better lineup, because I feel personally, a lot of Kiss fans probably won't agree, but I feel personally from then on was a lot of their better albums.
And again, we're not discrediting Vinnie Vincent. That guy was a beast on guitar. Amazing. It worked amazingly with Kiss and helped write a lot of their best songs. And actually, I believe he's played on, even in Kiss fans' eyes, he is on 3 of the highest regarded Kiss albums that they've played on so far.
Was it 3?
I believe it was 3.
I thought he only played on like 2.
Well, of those 2, yes. Okay. Those 2 are actually of the 3 highest regarded Kiss albums. He's on 2 of them. So if that says anything, you know. But my favorite guy in that lineup was Eric Carr. Because I going back and watching him and rediscovering just how amazing and what a fucking gem of a pick that you could get for your lineup. I mean, like, Eric Carr could do it all. He could go super aggressive. He can slow it down. He can keep the tempo. He can do backup vocals. He can take lead vocals too, and because like he does the lead track, he does all the singing on one of my favorite tracks, "Young and Wasted," one of my absolute favorites. And you know, just watching that guy live was just like wow. Like you know, it's a shame we lost him so early on in life at such a young age. Because I would have loved to have seen like, what if he hadn't passed away? Where would Kiss be today without him?
Yeah. He was a very badass drummer. Watching that video, Young and Wasted live, and him singing and playing, it's like, whoa. So
like Eric Carr was definitely, I will say Eric Carr was the best drummer Kiss has ever had, and that's no disrespect to the current lineup.
And you're right, Vinnie Vincent was on 2 of the 3. He actually was on Creatures of the Night. He was on Lick It Up, and then he actually got songwriting credit for Revenge. So, I mean, he wrote music on 2 of them, but out of the 3 that he was on, but he only played on 2. So
okay, awesome.
But he did write Revenge, so I guess that counts.
There you go. Boom. But then going through the other lineup with again Bruce Kulick, Eric Carr in that area, but then and then we got to let's see, it was Eric Singer who ended up taking over on drums. Bruce Kulick was still in the band for a little while at this time. What do you think of this era? Like, what are your thoughts on like Eric Singer? Because he's been kind of on and off with Kiss for over 16, 20 years now. Was
he on Revenge? He started on Revenge, didn't he?
He actually did start on Revenge. He actually did the drums for God Gave Rock and Roll to You. But it's Eric Carr in the video because that was his final performance with the band. And he was actually sick. And believe it or not, he was wearing a wig right there because he was actually bald from all the treatment.
Okay. Pretty solid album. That's one of the 3 that Kiss fans regard as the Holy Trinity. Good album. Unfortunately, Eric Singer also has the problem of being on the lesser-known albums because they're the most recent. Psycho Circus, Sonic Boom, and Monster. You know, a lot of fans nowadays don't really listen to newer stuff from older bands, so that's his only downfall in being in the lineup is he's on those lesser-known albums.
And that's kind of a shame, too, because I'm actually, the more I went through listening to a lot of the newer stuff, the more I'm digging Eric Singer. Because on the album Monster, he's actually got a song that he sings just by himself. And, you know, hearing his vocals, he's very underrated, and I can see why he's in Kiss. Again, it's kind of sad that the current lineup is, you know, that they're acting as the characters of Ace Frehley and, you know, Peter Criss. I would have loved to have seen, like, you know, what they would have done given the freedom to do their own makeup design, what you would have came up with then. I think that would have been pretty cool.
That would have been, yeah. I definitely agree with you on that.
Like, what would you be, Ethan?
I don't know.
I'd be the Nite Owl.
Of course you would.
I get contact lenses that make my eyes fucking bug out and stuff.
Jesus.
But yeah, if I were in Kiss, I'd be the Nite Owl.
I don't know what I would be. I might have to get back to you on that one.
All right, that's fine. Well, we're not here to talk about Kiss makeup anyway, but we are talking all things Kiss.
Yes!
That's right. Now I got to ask you, from 70s on up till now, and now this is dissecting, because while we were taking this journey, we kind of got to know who these guys were. From, of course, you know, being talked about on the Eddie Trunk Show. Not all of it was bad, but it's not all that great either. From seeing YouTube interviews, live performances, and other viral videos, like, overall, like, what is your impressions of Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons?
Paul, what I get from Paul is, I'm going to compare him to John Schaefer. He knows what he wants Kiss to be, and goddamn if anybody's going to stop him from letting Kiss be what he wants Kiss to be. You see that with John Schaefer and Iced Earth. If it's not John's way, it's the highway. And unless your name is Gene Simmons, it's Paul's way or the highway. I think Gene is the only one, honestly, that maybe gets leeway. And when I say leeway, I don't necessarily mean oh, Paul, that's not the direction I want to take the band. It's more of, hey, Gene, I want your input, but we're still doing it this way. Whereas the other two people, it's just kind of like, you guys play your instruments and shut up.
Yeah, and it's fairly interesting because, my overall, like, I've been, and here's what I also love about digging into the past history of the two frontmen, and that is digging into the lives of Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. It's such a roller coaster. One minute you may not agree with everything, but then there's a moment where you totally side with them. You feel the vulnerability, but then you feel the wrath of the lash out, so to speak. And they're very dynamic people. They're definitely not boring. That's definitely the good thing, is they know how to keep it entertaining, and they give really great interviews. And then the things that I've heard on the lighthearted side is they do have really great senses of humor, and they are very funny individuals. So I'm definitely saying, like, that's what's making me a fan of them, as well as the music, is you kind of getting two sides to the coin, and I love that about them. Like, because taking this journey further in, I'm actually loving Paul Stanley as a frontman, solid frontman. Like, you can't touch that guy when he's on. Like, very few people can.
He's too busy moving.
Well, exactly. Like, back,
you can't touch him.
Well, yeah, back in the day, everybody's like, oh, no, man, it's David Lee Roth. Well, I think David Lee Roth is a great carbon copy of what Paul Stanley has already done, because I think Paul Stanley could do it better. And looking at Paul Stanley, I'll take Paul Stanley now over David Lee Roth now, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean, because, like, when you just look at Paul Stanley, the passion in the music videos, the heart's there, energy's there, and, he's definitely probably, like, one of the things we should do is a turbo elimination of the greatest frontman. That'd be a good one.
I'll have to put that on the list.
Yeah, put that on the list, because I definitely think Paul Stanley would... I either think he wins it all or he places super high. He's got to be, like, top 3.
Be close.
It'd be very close. All right, so now we get this. Just now, from our buddies at the New Age Insiders, Liam Stryker sent us his top 20...
Breaking news.
We'll get the effects cued in later. But he sent us his top 20 list of Kiss songs, so that just goes to show you other podcasts are joining in on the action as well. So thank you, Liam Stryker of the New Age Insiders. Give them a follow at Twitter. Like, the best wrestling podcast out there.
They also do other shows, too, which are really good, too.
They do a lot of other shows. Liam does.
Late Night Liam.
Late Night Liam is the one. Yes, that is one of my favorites right there. And you can subscribe to their Patreon and get a lot of great content. They are amazing. They do podcasts about pro wrestling, get really in-depth, but they know their shit, and they are some of our best friends. And shout out to Bill Neville, because I'm actually using the same mixing board that he has right now.
Oh, wow. I bet you Liam's list is going to be like 70s heavy.
You want to start the list now, and we'll start with Liam's?
If we got it and you already announced it, let's do his, and then we can analyze it.
I have it right here. So
all right.
Here we go. Liam Stryker's top 20 Kiss list. And here we go. You ready? So number 20 is... Oh, Liam, what? Oh, you bastard. Okay.
What?
So Liam had to start off with a joke, and he put Kiss from a Rose by Seal at number 20.
Technically, it's a Kiss song.
It is.
Just not the right type of Kiss.
Oh God, Liam, you're hilarious. So he didn't really give us a top 20, because what he started doing was including songs that had the word Kiss in it, not the actual band. But then he gave us a legit list of actual Kiss songs. So we'll just run through those, and I'll stop when the Kiss tunes are done. So you ready for this?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll just do the 11 Kiss songs that he did list. Starting with number 11, God of Thunder.
Okay.
10, Calling Dr. Love. 9, Love Gun. 8, I Was Made for Loving You. 7, Beth. 6, Detroit Rock City. 5, Calling Dr. Love. He has Dr. Love on there twice. He loves that one, I guess. And then he gave us Psycho Circus, Deuce, Rock and Roll All Night, and number 1 is Strutter.
Psycho Circus, huh? In his top 4?
Hey, that's a good title. I like the title track from Psycho Circus, so that's definitely a keeper. Well, thank you for all the other songs. Definitely, we will let Seal know that you have his approval.
Seal's in the top 20, man. It's the only thing that movie had going for him.
All right, so now we are going to move on to Ethan's top 20 Kiss list. So are you guys ready? You better hold on to your butts for this one, because I don't know. I have a feeling you're going to piss off a lot of hardcores.
Oh, I'm going to piss off everybody.
Well, good. We're going to ruffle
Except for anybody that's a fan of hair metal.
We're going to ruffle some feathers, but that's what we're here to do. So fuck it. Fire away, Ethan.
Okay, so my top 20 Kiss songs. At number 20, we have Exciter from Lick It Up. Paul Stanley song. At number 19, we have God of Thunder from Destroyer. Number 18, I Was Made for Loving You from Dynasty. 17, Russian Roulette from Sonic Boom.
Ooh, that's an interesting choice. Sonic Boom made it onto your countdown.
16, Love Gun from Love Gun. 15, Take It Off from Revenge. 14, Any Way You Slice It from Asylum. As you'll notice, a lot of my songs have that big chorus, boom, everybody singing type vibe to it. 13, I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, and Animalize.
Great album. Awesome song.
12, Forever from Hot in the Shade. 11, Domino from Revenge. It's the only Pervy Gene Simmons song I have on here.
Well, that's a good one, man. We can do a separate Kiss album list of all the Pervy Gene songs.
Right. Number 10, Crazy Crazy Nights from Crazy Nights. Number 9, Unholy from Revenge. Number 8, Modern Day Delilah from Sonic Boom. 7, Young and Wasted from Lick It Up. 6, Heaven's on Fire, Animalize. 5, King of the Mountain, Animalize. 4, Reason to Live, Crazy Nights. I really love that song, even though it sounds like a generic 80s love song movie thing, you know. When that song first opens up, I think of like the 80s lead actress running away from a car, and the guy's like, no!
You are my people, this is my crowd. I mean,
yeah.
There you go.
And then my top 3 all came from the same album, and I did not notice this until I was done with the list. But
and again, this is all opinion-based. This is basically whatever Ethan wants. This isn't the definitive Kiss list.
Oh, God, no. I'm not the definitive Kiss fan. Kidding me? Number 3, All Hell's Breaking Loose. Number 2, A Million to One. I just love the intro and the chorus of that song.
And give us a pause. What is number 1?
Lick It Up.
Lick It Up is your number 1. Now, why Lick It Up your number 1?
I just, something about that song. I just always go back to it when I was listening. When I was listening to these guys, I just always went back to that song, and I was just like, this is such a good song. I thoroughly enjoy that song a lot.
Well, I agree. It's well done. It's definitely definitely well crafted, as are a lot of the songs on your list. So. Definitely. That's an interesting list, though. I really like that one.
My list was very 80s heavy. I only had, when I looked back on it, I think I only had 3 70s songs. It was very 80s heavy, and then, of course, Revenge was in there a few times.
Any honorable mentions?
Yes. I did have to throw off Magic Touch off my list. I originally had it. But then I realized I didn't have Russian Roulette on there, and I was like, I like that song a lot more. So I put that on there. And then the shocker one was, I originally had at number 20, Christine 16. But I
don't think we have to explain as to why you took that song off. There's a super creep factor to that one. It's a good song, though.
I took it off because when I was getting closer to the end of the list, I realized I didn't have Reason to Live on there, and I was like, oh, I like that song a lot better. So I took that one off.
Well, at least you bumped it for something that definitely, I think, is a better song.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And if you notice, Detroit Rock City's not on there because I don't like that song.
Unless it's the live version.
Right, unless it's the live version. I almost included all of Lick It Up on there, but I didn't.
Well, you could have done that too, by the way. Like, you could have started with the Lick It Up album and then kind of just played favoritism from there. Yep. So that's the beautiful thing about this list, because, hell, who knows? Somebody might add, like, they might be like, well, I'm going to add all of Destroyer and then kind of go from there. So, and to each his own. So I definitely think your list is interesting. Definitely a little more on point than Liam Stryker's. But
none of my songs had Kiss in the title.
Yeah, like Kiss from a Rose. Awesome. Great. Well, so now I'm actually, I think we're definitely, we could move on to mine, but then there's a couple of tracks I actually want to ask you about how they hit you, why they hit you, that were from your list. So we just talked Lick It Up. One of the tracks I definitely want to know is Russian Roulette from Sonic Boom. What was it about that one that hit you?
It's the chorus when he's like, "This is Russian roulette." I don't know why. It's just that I love that part. It was really good. It was that's what sticks. When I was listening to the album the second time through, that was what stuck out the most about that song. I really like that song.
And Modern Day Delilah. Now, I got a couple of reasons as to why that is, but I want to hear yours.
It's very groovy. I know this is 2018, but it's very groovy. It's just like, it's just really, really good.
And I honestly think it's their best opening track from an album.
Yeah, and I like the call and answer type chorus that they had going on. So
awesome. Well, there you go. Like, if that tells you anything, we have Modern Day Kiss on our list, people.
Modern day.
That shows you that we are very, really unbiased, really. Because I tried to approach mine. Now, how many times did you have to critique your list?
Twice, and it was just to take those two songs out.
Okay. I had to critique mine a few times because I did like a little order mix-up thing with mine, and then I tried it a couple different ways, and it just wasn't working for me. So then I just kind of just went, you know what does my brain receive well? What do my ears like? And then also, if my heart felt something extra from it, then it was added onto the list. So without further ado, here is my list. Whoa! Accidentally hit play on my phone. Sorry about that. I'm going to get charged by, Gene's going to hear that one little snippet of Flamin' Youth, and then he's going to come after me. All right, so...
Put Flamin' List on your... Flamin' Youth on your list. That's going to be $39.99.
So, now my list of top 20 is, kicking off the top 20 is Flamin' Youth. I really dug that track, and that's one of the few Eddie Trunk list songs that actually stuck with me, because it's not so much the song that did it for me, but it was actually the way Eddie Trunk summed it up for me. So then when I listened to it, I tried to feel how Eddie Trunk felt. I get it, man. Like, you're there. Like, the lyrics are powerful. You know, you're just not going to take no for an answer. Society's underestimating you. Your own parents are kind of telling you to grow up, and then you're just like, well, I'm going to show you. And so Flaming Youth really hit home right there, and then it just stuck on my playlist, and it's one I actually keep going back to. So I thoroughly enjoy that song.
I'll tell you right now, I think I know your number one, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you know my number one. But then it goes 19, Love Gun, from the Love Gun album.
There's one song we both have on our list.
Yes. And that's one of my favorites just because...
I love the chorus. Love Gun! Just sounds like you're just screaming it, just cause.
Well, I love it, but here's one of the weird parts that grabs me. It's Paul Stanley's opening line and how he delivers it when he just opens up the song, I really love you, baby.
That reminds me.
It grabs me from there, and then, of course, like you said, catchy chorus.
Well, that's one of the, I'll just elaborate on that really quick. That's why I included Domino on my list. When I first heard that song, I was on lunch, and I was walking by 7-Eleven, and he says this one line in the song, and I had to, like, double take. Even I had headphones on, and I was still like, what? He goes, that bitch bends over, and I forget my name. And I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck did you say, Gene? Like, I'm just, like, looking around, and I'm like... So that's why it's on my list. That just stuck with me, and ever since then, I go to listen to that song, and it's like, damn you, Gene. Damn you.
It's the little things that count. All right. So now, number 18, I Was Made for Loving You. Obviously, if you've...
We both had that in the same spot.
Nice. Well, hey, well deserved then. There you go. And now, going into 17 is off the new album, Monster, All for the Love of Rock and Roll. That is a pure Eric Singer song, and I absolutely enjoyed it because the lyrics made sense. He actually takes you back to the time and place when he was growing up and then how this music affected him. And now, the fact that he did this song makes me appreciate his spot in Kiss a little bit more. It really does. Like, I get why he's there. Because if I was talented enough like Eric Singer to drum for Kiss, I'll dress up as anybody, man. I'll dress up as Vinnie Vincent on the drums.
Oh, Jesus.
The only one I would not take the place of Eric Carr. No way. And then, so I love that track, so that's where that one's at. And then the next one, let's see, what are we at here? What number am I? I lost track. Because mine's going in reverse order, so. Oh, 17.
17.
Okay. So 17 is Psycho Circus, title track. Love that one. The opening just grips me, and then from there, it just keeps going.
You're actually at 16.
Oh.
I Was Made for Loving You at 18.
Okay, so sorry, people. I'm on 16.
You're now on 15.
Okay, so 15. Sorry. This is why Ethan is here, ladies and gentlemen. He assists me.
He gets 2 and be like, my number 1 is, wait, I don't have a number 1.
All right, and that one is Crazy Crazy Nights. Love that track.
We both had that on our list as well. Mine's a little bit higher than yours, though.
Yes. Well, now, let's see. And then number 14, Burn Bitch Burn.
That was one I forgot on my list. I knew I was forgetting one. Oh,
yep.
well.
Yep. So I had to do Burn Bitch Burn just because I like the delivery of it. The chorus is great, but it's got that fast, hard groove that I just love to it, as a lot of Kiss songs do when they rock. All right. And now next one is let's see, we're on 13? Yeah, 13. Yep. So first track, one of the tracks off the album Creatures of the Night, Danger. And Danger was on there because Eric Carr's drums fucking rule that song. And then the chorus, when Paul Stanley's vocals kick in over Eric Carr's drums in the background, just got that really thick, hearty, just in-your-face, undeniable sound. So I love Danger. Danger's an awesome one. All right.
I actually did not have that album on my list.
And so now number 12 is one that you and I both had on our list. Any Way You Slice It.
Yep.
Again, the chorus grabs me. And then, of course, that rhythm guitar is just killer in that track. And it's a good, heavy track. So and plus, I love the lyrics, too. Like, even though I know that's another subliminal Gene Purvey song, the delivery of the music is just so in your face, I can't deny that one, so I can't take that off my list. Creepy lyrics and all, because if you really dissect that song and what it's about. But yeah, Any Way You Slice It, it's definitely one of mine. Okay, and now...
Maybe that song's about pizza.
Don't think it's about pizza, bro. And so now, number 11 is I've Had Enough, Into the Fire.
Good. Both. So far, we have pretty much almost the same so far, just different order.
Just about. But now, this is where mine differs. Because
I figured you're not going to have 5 licking up the
yeah, no. Well, no. Number 10 now kicks off with Creatures of the Night title track. Love that song. I see why that one's so highly rated. And then number 9 kicks off with God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Good song.
Great song. Loved it. Loved the meaning. And then number 8 is Tears Are Falling.
Yep, that's another good one. I had to leave so many out still.
Yeah, I know. So like, and that one actually, Tears Are Falling was. I actually bumped Strange Ways off for that song. Strange Ways was a good song. I liked it because it was just so simple. But then I just noticed that Tears Are Falling is just so much catchier, and it stuck in my head the worst. So
Tears Are Falling.
Yeah, so I had to. And then of course, let's see. Number 7 is Modern Day Delilah.
And I had that one too at 8. So
again, greatest opening track Kiss has ever done. Like, because when it opens on Sonic Boom, it's just in your face. Here we are. Go. And that song just, it does it for me on so many levels. And now 6 is Silver Spoon.
Okay.
And the reason why I did that is that chorus is just so goddamn catchy. Like, just how he sings the chorus and, everything about it. Just so catchy. Love it.
Is that off Hot and Shade?
Yes, it is.
I think we both only have one song from that album on there.
And now, going into number 5, the top 5 now are Young and Wasted. Absolutely one of my... Eric Carr, again, just kills on that track. My absolute favorite out of all the drummers who've had a solo song on an album. That's my favorite. So, Young and Wasted, Eric Carr, rest in peace. You're a fucking beast. And then number 4 is Who Wants to Be Lonely. I had to get a little soft when getting up to my top 5 here. So, Who Wants to Be Lonely. And now, number 3 is All Hell's Breaking Loose. Because the music video, for one, just grabbed me. That thing, Gene punching that dude in the alley just fucking made me...
Taste the turkey at the end.
Yeah, just cracked me up. And now, number 2 is Lick It Up.
Oh, wow.
And now, this is the one that surprised me because it was you who made this one climb so high up on my list because you told me it was very fun. It's a very catchy song. It's one you always come back to. And then I noticed after I would listen to all my other Kiss songs, I would come back to this one.
Such a good song.
It's such a great song.
I love that song. I'm learning how to play it on guitar right now, if that tells you anything. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just, how can you not love that one? All right, and now...
I know what your number one is.
Yeah, you know what my number 1 is, and I do not deny it. I am in your face with it, and I do not care. My number 1 Kiss song, Heaven's on Fire.
I knew it.
Yeah, there was...
You get past that...
Yeah, I mean, that opening with Paul Stanley's hands on fire in the video, but literally, and now everybody's like, what? Heaven's on Fire? Now, this was actually on Tom Morello's list. It was pretty up there. It started off his list, but I gotta be honest, this is the most perfectly crafted song I have ever heard in my life. And the reason for that being is it was made to grab you, so it has a hook. It's got a good beat. If you like drums, they're there. The backing vocals are awesome. The chorus is fun. The energy's exciting. And Paul Stanley's voice on it is great, but also that chorus just flows so amazingly together that it is the one that will get stuck in your head. It hits you out of nowhere. It was a dark horse on this list because it was a song that I never thought I was going to enjoy this much. And here it is. It's my number 1 Kiss song. So Heaven's on Fire is my absolute favorite from any and all Kiss songs. This one was my favorite. So, which, by the way, this one was, for the longest time, my favorite song was Young and Wasted. And now this one crawls up to the top because, and also the music video helped a lot because Paul Stanley's energy in that video is fucking awesome because it's almost like
you're dancing like that at my reception.
I only wish I could.
Oh, you will.
But
you should have seen me dancing All Hell's Breaking Loose today, so.
But Paul Stanley's energy in that song was just, it's so amazing. It hits me on every level. And I think the surprise factor of that song as well is what really did it in for me. So Heaven's on Fire is my number 1 song. So you have any questions for me about my list?
Why only one song from Hot in the Shade? You were telling me you liked that album a lot.
Well, I really did like that album. I did. And there were other honorable mentions, like Forever. I was definitely thinking of putting on there. And there were so many other good songs. But Silver Spoon, that album, like, if I were to rank albums, I bet you that'd probably be a number 2, maybe even a number 1. But because we were doing songs, I had to... A lot of the stuff that got weeded out off my list was from that album. So if that says anything about how much I love it. So because when I was doing my list, I kind of tried to take a little bit of a fair approach. I didn't want one album to dominate too much, even though Lick It Up was dominating the top 5 slots there, definitely.
Yeah, I went natural. If Lick It Up had 5 songs, Lick It Up had 5 songs.
Well, you see, and that's where I differ from you, is like with my playlists like that, sometimes I can do that. Some like Megadeth, I could probably do that. Iron Maiden, I could probably do that. This Kiss journey, though, was so different from anything I've ever done that when I took Silver Spoon from that one, like literally it came down to, I eliminated that whole album, and then it came down to Forever and Silver Spoon. Silver Spoon won. Just because Silver Spoon had a little bit more of that catchy tone
I see what you're saying, because when we eventually do Iron Maiden, mine probably won't be dominated by one album. Like
exactly, because like, well, it's so hard because like, you know, like take the Animalize record. Well, actually, let's talk Lick It Up. Lick It Up was a pretty dominant album. I would definitely say it's probably their best work out of all the 80s stuff.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Easily, it's probably my favorite album by them.
Easily their heaviest too. And so. And like also like Fits Like a Glove is one of my favorite songs. But I had to bump that one out because I just kind of felt like Lick It Up was already taking up so much room at the top that I was like, well, how does it Fits Like a Glove really hit me? And then it didn't really impact me as to where a track like Silver Spoon did. So,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so the elimination process was tough.
You liked a lot of songs off Lick It Up, but you didn't want to take up your list because you felt more songs kind of deserved to be on the list.
Exactly, okay. Yes. So, like...
Whereas me, I just felt like, well, I like those songs, but not as much as I love these 5 songs from Lick It Up.
Exactly.
So.
Now, Heaven's on Fire, I mean, that should... You pretty much went into this whole thing knowing my number one. You knew.
When you told me this was going to happen, you played Heaven's on Fire 5 times in a row. I knew that was number 1.
Yeah. So like, Heaven's on Fire, that's the track for me. And that just goes to show you, I love my heavy shit, but like when it came to this list, that was the song that grabbed me the most.
Nothing wrong with like a nice friendly single. Like
some honorable mentions that I actually bumped off my list that like if we were doing like a top 40 or something, oh god, this would be a little easier. But because we were doing a top 20, some of the ones I bumped were Unholy from Revenge. Love that one. And one of the songs that I actually meant to put in my top but also got bumped because of Lick It Up was Let's Put the X in Sex. That's been one of my absolute favorite songs to jam to, dude. I love that freaking chorus, man. Love's like a muscle in it. It's wanting me to flex. I mean, that's like one of the greatest lyrics ever.
Right? It's not even a Gene song.
Right. Oh, man. It's just like that. That track just does it for me, man. And that was actually one of the ones I was definitely going to put up here. But then when I looked at my top 10, I was like, no, everything else has really earned its place here. So I didn't feel that I was going to... Now, what if I bumped Heaven's on Fire for Let's Put the X in Sex?
I knew going into this list, I knew what number 1 was, even before I started this list. I knew I was ending with Lick It Up, and it was more of the journey gets there. And I'm sure you knew going into it, Heaven's on Fire was number 1.
Oh, yeah, Heaven's on Fire for me was number 1 from the start. So, but I definitely, I love my list.
Oh, I listened to my list today. I think it flows just fine.
Yeah, and so if you want to get to know me through Kiss, well, here's my list. There you go. And, you know, we could also even probably break this down and do a turbo elimination of all Kiss songs.
Eventually we will.
Eventually we will, but we're going to have to
stuff that I want to do.
We're going to have to take a break from that one.
I have other turbo eliminations that I'm thinking about that I definitely want to do. And since they're so time consuming that I'm probably only going to be able to do like 6 or 7 a year. So yeah. I'm in June and I've only done 2. So 1.5. I'm sorry.
You put a lot of work into it, so it's well deserved. But I got to say, I love your list. And I definitely hope you like mine. Ours are pretty similar. But
my list would be somebody I'd give to somebody who wants to start out with Kiss. I am not giving my list to a diehard Kiss fan. Hell no.
I'll take a Pepsi challenge with any Kiss fan on their list.
Yeah, I feel like most diehard Kiss fans would do 70s and then just go straight to 92. There'd be nothing... Maybe Creatures of the Night would be on there, but after that, it's almost as if Kiss didn't exist from 82 to 92.
Yeah, and that's actually that.
That's my favorite era.
I think they're missing out on a lot of good shit, as you can see from our list here. But any tracks that surprised you on my list?
Run through your list one more time.
Let's see. So my list, starting from the top, Flamin' Youth, Love Gun, I Was Made for Loving You, All for the Love of Rock and Roll, Psycho Circus, Crazy Crazy Nights, Burn Bitch Burn, Danger, Any Way You Slice It, I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Creatures of the Night, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Tears Are Falling, Modern Day Delilah, Silver Spoon, Young and Wasted, Who Wants to Be Lonely, All Hell's Breaking Loose, Lick It Up, and Heaven's on Fire.
The only one that really sticks out is Psycho Circus.
Really?
Yep, that's really the only one that out of your whole list is like congested from like late 70s to early 90s. And then you got that one.
Yeah.
So
then out of nowhere, yeah.
So that's the one that really sticks out because that's the album that like even like Kiss is disappointed in that album. Like if that tells you anything. So.
And that's a little understandable. I get it because
Paul has come out and said he does not want people to remember Kiss as the last album. That's why Sonic Boom came out.
Well, and that's understandable because I won't say that Psycho Circus was one of their greatest albums. There was definitely something kind of off about it, but the title track Psycho Circus itself definitely deserves to be on this list.
Kind of like Without You from Van Sharon.
Exactly, yeah. And Bullet or a Ballot from Van Halen 3. Anything after that is kind of a blur. But
stuff after that?
Hey, now let's again remember we got to blame Van Halen for that record because it really was his fault. Gary Sharon was in a no-win situation. But I gotta say, one of the ones that surprised me on your list was Modern Day Delilah. I didn't think it'd be as high up on your list as it was.
I don't think I put it at number 8. So no, I was originally gonna put it a lot lower, but then as the list kept going, I realized that it was a lot higher. So
it's a good jam. Can't be denied. You can't deny that new lineup, man. Because one of the things that was my favorite was just the simplicity of it. But really, Kiss didn't hit you with anything too different. They just gave you more of the basics, and it paid off.
Yeah.
So Modern Day, and like I said, Modern Day Delilah is like one of their best openings ever. Like they should open every show with that song because it's just it.
Well, not now because we heard the live version. It sucked, but anyway.
Well, and that's
just what happens when your voice gets shot out.
Well, and that's it happens, yeah. But I will say though, it's one of the better songs to listen to for nowadays, Paul Stanley.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're going to go see a live set, I still hope that song's in there.
Like the Kiss Cruise.
And they should open everything with that song. Because, my workday should begin with that song.
Does it?
No. It will now, though.
Oh, okay.
But no,
my workday usually opens up and Lick It Up, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but...
Don't wanna wait till you know me,
Customer's gonna come back. How's this carpet? Oh, you can lick anything up on it. What'd you just say? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it.
And here's the funny part is some of the things that I'm noticing doing this whole Kiss list. I'm sure people around you in your life have suffered a little bit of a backlash from loving too many songs.
My fiance, who I'm getting married to next week, she isn't exactly too thrilled, which is why the reception playlist officially has like 50 Kiss songs on it. That was her mistake of giving me the reception playlist to put on the iPod.
Well, in here, do you think you're just going to throw my list on there now?
Oh, I think so. I think we're going to have a 2-hour block. I found out that it's going to be an open bar, so first of all, I'm going to be drunk off my ass listening to Kiss. So,
Well, it's funny you should say that because here was like one of the cutest things.
She said, I go, can I throw some Kiss on it? She goes, 2 songs. I'm like, that means 10.
Oh, man. Oh, man. What she said 2, and then you're like, 2 playlists? You got it.
Got it.
So, but it's funny because one of the ways my fiance too has been suffering through this ordeal a little bit more. But here was the funny part: is yesterday we were actually listening to my list because I was critiquing the final touches on it, so I was playing it in the car. She has the chorus to Silver Spoon down, and I look over and I caught her singing it, and me and her were singing up with the chorus perfectly. So it was the cutest, one of the cutest things I've ever seen.
Tell the story really quick about the picture you sent me the other day with the whole Heavens on Fire lyrics. When you were messaging her and she thought you were actually talking to her.
Oh, how I worked. By the way, Kiss songs work great for love banter and talk with your significant other, because I had actually sent her a message and I was sending her lyrics from Heavens on Fire as pickup lines and compliments to her. And right after I got to one of them, like, I sent her the message and it read like, I was just messing with my lady, just trying to like sneak in some subliminal Kiss lyrics there. And one of the things I ended up slipping in was some lyrics to Heavens on Fire. And let me see, hold on, I'm looking through my phone right now. And then, of course, I have this obsession of sending like Paul Stanley pictures and memes and GIFs to people of Paul Stanley. And then there's one I sent her that said, "Look deep into his eyes," because I said, "I love you, P.S. So does Paul Stanley." So anyway, I sent my fiance a message, and I started off with, "I love you," and then I said, I look at you and my blood boils hot. I feel my temperature rise." And then she replies, "Oh." I was like, "Yes." And then she replied, "Smiley face." And then I said, "You can bring the devil to his knees." And of course, her being her, she's like, "I don't think so." I was like, and then I just go into "Feel my heat, taking you higher, burn with me, heavens on fire." And then she's like, "Heavens on Fire lyrics?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, they might be song lyrics. It does not mean they ain't true. Oh man. And then the other message that I sent to her said, "You are so beautiful, tears are falling." Her response was, "Another Kiss song, LOL." So
the torturous wonders of Kiss. Like, I'm okay with listening to Kiss every day, but apparently she's not.
You should change your alarm clock to Heavens on Fire, the opening of that.
Oh, I plan on doing that. Or it's either going to be that or like some other song. I think there's a couple that she's annoyed with. I just got to figure out which one the most. I think it's Heavens on Fire, though.
Probably, because that's been my fault, too. Because that day she was over here, I played that song like 3 times.
I was okay with it.
You were fine with it.
I ended up the next day, too, playing it. Like, after I dropped her off, I was driving away and I was playing it, and I'm like in the car just dancing.
Oh, man. So, this has been an exhausting journey. It's been fun, though. And
yes, very exhausting.
And we look forward to bringing more shows to you guys, but we are getting ready to wrap this one up.
You want to give them you want to announce the next one that we're doing?
I'll let you announce it.
Oh, okay. So, the next list that we were doing, everybody's going to want some of it. That's right. It's going to be a list of dreams. It's not good. It's going to be a list that I can't stop loving you with.
This one will take you back to Panama.
Exactly. Maybe have some pound cake while you're at it too. We're doing Van Halen next.
So in case you didn't get those references, well, now the good news is we drove our fiancés crazy with Kiss.
It's Van Halen time.
Now we can do it with Van Halen.
I think the plan is we're gonna. If it's a band we already know, we're gonna in this top 20 list. It's gonna be more like on the next episode. But the Van Halen one, don't expect it for a little bit. I have to go through the whole discography and actually listen to everything, because I'm not a big Roth fan. I'm more of a Hagar fan. So, but I want to give unbiased, fair opinion. So if I listen to all of Roth's stuff and then it's still Van Hagar, I'm okay.
All right. Well, and I'm going to dig back into this little journey as again known as Van Halen. So I will be doing the same, but I think I already got my list ready, bro.
Hopefully I can get mine done pretty quick. I'm sure people are going to want to hear it. They don't want to wait like 2 months for it. It's just a matter of sitting down and listening to it, really. I really don't like Roth that much. I really don't. It's going to be tough to listen to his stuff.
Mine's going to be all Gary Sharon's demos.
Oh, okay.
All of Van Halen 3, and then that's my whole list right there.
So your top 20 list is going to be like Van Halen 3 and then just demos?
Yes, just demos of all Gary Sharon. Yes, sang by Gary Sharon.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll go back and cover all the Roth and Hagar stuff, but it's going to be Gary Sharon's live versions.
Oh,
so
okay.
so you see, I found a way to make a Van Halen Gary Sharon list, people.
Oh, nice, very nice.
So yeah, Gary Sharon's making a big comeback on this one.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. So, again, thank you guys for joining us. You can find this show on YouTube and follow us on social media. You can hit us up on the Twitter and the Instagram. We will give our handles one more time. You, Ethan, all your stuff is?
Everything pretty much that I'm on. It's going to be Turbo_Lover6.
And mine is Flash Flanagan 1, that's Flanagan, so make sure you spell Flanagan right. And then that's the number 1 at the end. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well. Again, we will be doing polls, posts, Instagram, Twitter polls. And if there's a band you like, if you want us to do a spotlight on Gwar and a certain album, we will. We'll do it. It might be painful for us, but it will be unbiased, and we will plow through it.
Yep, pretty much. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. Please follow me on Twitter. I need shit to do at work. I'd rather follow my Twitter than sit at work and actually work. But if you follow me and send me replies and stuff on Twitter, I will get them. It goes right to my phone and I'll see it. So if you have any suggestions on any band you want us to do, or talk about, or if music news, I can't keep up with all of it. I'm sure Flash can't either. So if you see something, shoot us a link. We'll definitely discuss it.
Absolutely, and this is mostly we will do.
Just don't wear Iron Maiden shirts when you're with Kiss.
And mostly, what we're gonna do is we are definitely gonna we are hard rock, heavy metal genre, so we love thrash and speed. So we are metal guys. But it doesn't mean we can't give the good mainstream rock album a good listen to every now and then, too. So definitely stick with us, and we will bring you as much awesome content as we can for free. So, again, thank you for joining us. I'm Flash Flanagan.
I'm the Turbo Lover.
Thank you for joining us, and we are out.
Kiss!